Hey everybody, it's David here with Bow Hunter Unleashed. Again, we are at the reloading table here in our little makeshift shop. And we are going to be working with the Hornady OAL gauge and modified case and bullets here to, there we go, to do an overall length measurement. Now, I've already done 1308 on my Kimber for these rounds over here. This is a Sako 308. I've already removed the bolt on it, as you can see. So I'm going to be checking the overall length of the bullet in case for this rifle to the lands. So to give us a starting point for building a round specific to this rifle. Now, today what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the comparison between this bullet and what I know is the overall length for this 308 on the Kimber to try and help people understand that this is why in reloading we build specific to a certain rifle instead of using a generic off-the-shelf ammo that is made to fit in anything, and to try and help drive that accuracy out of each individual rifle. So I've got my OAL gauge here and I've got my modified case. So I'm just going to put that on the OAL gauge. So also today, or as always, these days, I'm using the J. Dewey rod. It's carbon fiber coated rod. That's a bore cleaning, it's for cleaning your rifle to aid in making sure to help bump that bullet back out just in case the bullet gets caught in the lands. We are using the AccuBond long range 190 grain 30 cal bullet for this scenario. Doesn't matter what bullet you use, as long as you use a bullet. That's all you got to do. If you haven't ever seen it before, it just drops right down in there. This is the rod you're going to use. Loosen this up so that you can push that bullet in and out, just like that. There we go. Way to mess up a bullet tip, but just shove that in and out. Try not to do that. So we're just going to place this in the Sako here. Run it all the way up just like it's a chambered round. Once it's in, we'll take this rear rod back here, this little gray rod. We'll shove it up and then we'll just tighten right down, and once it hits tension, now it's in the lands. So now what we got to do is I'll just take my rod up here. We're going to bump that back out. Oh, there it is. All right. So now the bullet's going to come out. And there it is. So just to give you a quick idea, these are loaded rounds that have been backed off and set with a tolerance of 20 thousandths off the lands on my Kimber. To give you an idea, there they are. It's a difference in the bullet length so far from the lands on this one to 20 thousandths off the lands on my Kimber. All right. Now my Kimber overall length was 2.229 to the lands. So we want to find out what it is here. Let's zero this out. Now we're going to find out what it is on the Sako. And hopefully we'll have some sort of difference there, and then you'll be able to see. All right, so there we are. So the overall length on this one is 2.98. There we go, 2.982. So to the lands is 2.982. So you're going to back off 20 thousandths off of that and have a starting point for this rifle. You can back off 20 thousandths, 25 thousandths, 30 thousandths, whatever you wanted to use. I backed off on these 20 thousandths. So I'll probably, if I was building for this rifle, I'd probably do the same. So this bullet would then be 20 thousandths shorter. Now, once all that is done, you need to build a couple of dummy rounds. So what I do is I build 2 or 3 dummy rounds. So there are rounds right there, but no primers in them. I'll load them in the mag, one, and make sure that they fit, go in and go down in the magazine like they should. Load them into the chamber and eject them back out to make sure that they're clearing. Load the second one, make sure it clears. So you need at least 2. Because you want to put one in there, the one that sits on top, and then one that actually goes down to the chamber to make sure that everything is operational and coming up without touching or clipping the rifle somewhere, either in the feed when it goes up. You can damage the little polymer tips, and also on the injection when it comes out. Now this ejection port, much like my Kimber and much different from my Savage, is very limited in space. So, I mean, that's, there's a round right there, as you can see. Of course, it's designed to eject. You know, it'll pull back and then kick out a little different at a different angle, but pretty much the full length of that, a little bit longer than that opening, is that round from the Kimber. So you'll want to make sure that that will feed in and out correctly without touching anything. So there again, there's the difference that we found between two 308s. And again, what are we going to say here? What did we say it was? 2.983. So there we go, 2.983 versus 2.229. So if you're really, you're new into it, that is why. If you're questioning why we do this, that is why we do it. We build it specific to each rifle, because you do have a difference in what you can have bullet overall length from the base of the cartridge to the tip of the bullet, or to where the bullet meets up into the lands, can be different in every rifle. So thank you for tuning in on this short tutorial here about measuring your overall bullet length using the Hornady lock-in load OAL gauge. And again, Hornady has a complete series of these, and that's kind of what the packages look like when they're hanging on the shelf. This is actually for a 7mm mag. I'm currently in the COVID crunch trying to find 6.5 Creedmoor, 300 Win Mag, 223s, a few other notorious calibers to be building. So thanks for tuning in.